Hey everybody, Derek here to bring another video for The Walking Dead, countdown to the start of Season 7. And what this video is going to be doing is giving my thoughts on the Hilltop scenes from the Season 7 trailer. There were a couple of scenes that were shown of the Hilltop in Season 7's trailer, and I'm going to explain what happened, show you some photos, what I think they mean, and what I think is going to be happening with that community and how it's going to impact the rest of Season 7 and the rest of the characters. If you are not caught up with The Walking Dead and you do not want to be spoiled in any way, then I would exit the video now and come back later, because otherwise you will be spoiled. Okay, so if you look at the trailer and you watch the scenes that are happening, it is very clear that the Hilltop is going to be experiencing some kind of attack or some kind of disaster at the community. You see that walkers have breached the wall. They've come in. You see them walking around inside the perimeter. I can't tell whether the gate has been opened or if somebody, busted through. But you see there's a gap. And I think that more likely it's the gate, but I may be wrong about that. But no matter what, somehow walkers have come inside the perimeter. But there's more than that. It's not just walkers. Walkers are obviously part of the attack, but I think it's very clear from what we're seeing here, the Saviors are behind this. If you look at this photo right here, you see in the front that Jesus is fighting off walkers that have breached the perimeter. You see a fire around there, you see a couple things going on. But look in the back. If you notice, you see two individuals hanging from nooses. That is a tactic that we have seen somebody use before, if you know what I'm talking about, and that was in Season 6 in the finale with the Saviors. That survivor from the library, we saw the group, the Saviors, hang him from a chain over the bridge for Rick and the rest of the group that was with him, so that they could show them that they were serious, to intimidate them, to scare them, and also, again, to punish that guy. So it served a lot of purposes, but that is something that we have seen the Saviors do, and it's very clear to me from what's going on here, the Saviors have attacked the Hilltop community. Why? Well, I think it's very clear why they've done this. And if you remember back in the Season 6 second half when we were introduced to the Hilltop, we have Jesus running into Rick and Daryl. He brings them and a few others to the Hilltop community. They come to find out that the community is, a very vast community that is growing food. It has livestock. It has people, that are willing to trade and meet other people. And of course, when they get there, they find out that something else is going on. We find out that the Saviors have been bullying the Hilltop. And of course, Rick's group ran into the Saviors in episode 6 when Abraham and Sasha killed a couple of them. And then, of course, they met that group out on the road in episode 9. And they come to find out who the Saviors are, who Negan is, what they're doing. And, of course, a new deal is made. That they will, the Hilltop will provide Alexandria with food if Rick's group goes and kills the Saviors at the compound. And, of course, rescue Craig, who is Ethan's brother. And we know, of course, that Ethan unfortunately met a bad end because he attacked Rick. But that's aside the point. What ends up happening, of course, is they end up going to the compound where they think the Saviors are at. They rescue Craig, and they kill the Saviors there. Rick's group is victorious, and they think that, well, everything's done. We completed our mission. That's it. But it turns out that the Saviors are, of course, a lot larger than what anybody could have anticipated. They're a very big group that are spread out. It's very clear that this compound was merely just an outpost, and, of course, we find out that they do know more about Rick's group. They know about Alexandria. And by the end of Season 6, he has Rick's group in the lineup. And, of course, Negan is going to kill one of them. Well, what does this mean for the Hilltop? Well, one of the things that you notice, of course, about the whole scenario is that they're going to realize, the Saviors, they're going to realize that the Hilltop must have been behind this. Because I don't think things are just isolated. I think that, the Sanctuary's probably the main headquarters of the Saviors. But of course, at their outposts, they're going to keep communicating with each other. And I think that Negan was pretty clear about what he wanted. He was keeping Craig, and the only way that, of course, the Hilltop could get him back was if they killed Gregory and brought Gregory's head to Negan, and that was what they wanted to do. That was obviously something that Negan probably ordered. So, of course, the Saviors are going to go to the compound and be like, whoa, what the heck happened here? We got 20 dead people, 20 of my individuals that are dead, and Craig is gone. Obviously, they know what happened. They probably know about the deal. They probably know everything that happened. So I think this attack is really to hit back at the Hilltop for what they did. I think that's what's going on here. Because we, of course, know that when the Saviors introduce themselves to a new community, Negan kills somebody with Lucille to prove his point. He usually only kills one person, from what we understand. But we've noticed that there are other things that the Saviors will do in order to assert their dominance over other group members. And if you remember, again, in the season 6 finale, Morgan climbed up that tower and cut down somebody who was hanging from the top of I think it was like a tower or something, or whatever that was. But we see that they will do things like that. And I think that that's more used when communities don't cooperate, when communities, again, don't listen to what Negan and the Saviors have to say. Negan and the Saviors are serious, as we know, and of course they need tactics in order to prove how serious they are, and I think that's what happened. I think that, like at the library, when the library survivors weren't listening, I think that what we're going to see in the first episode, maybe even the second, depending on when the timeline is that the Saviors are going to be hitting the Hilltop in that episode. Now, whether it's going to happen before the events of the lineup or whether it's after, I'm not sure. Because that's going to be very, very interesting. Because as you know, Rick's group is going to the Hilltop. That is where they were heading when they were taking Maggie, since she was having problems with her stomach, possibly problems with the baby. And that's where they were going. So was that attack happening while the Saviors were baiting Rick and Abraham and Sasha and the rest that were in the RV? Or is that going to happen right after? Because you notice it's nighttime when it happens. So it could very easily be that they were doing that at the same time that the lineup was happening. That's very likely. Or it might happen very soon after. So that's a possibility. But I think that no matter what, it's pretty clear they're getting attacked. Because in the comic books, it's actually the Alexandria safe zone that gets hit. If you remember, if you've ever read the comics, after Glenn gets killed, Rick and the group go to the Hilltop like they were planning on doing. When they come back to Alexandria, they find that it's been attacked. There are trucks all over the place. The gate's been smashed in. You see bodies laying everywhere. And then Andrea comes out and says, hey, we defended ourselves. We fought back. And it kind of gives Rick an even bigger lesson that the Saviors are bigger and, more powerful than he ever could have imagined. And that's, of course, one of the themes and one of the big things that's involved with the Saviors and the goof that Rick's group made by attacking them is that they thought they were just like any other villain. You go, you kill the group members, and that's it. It's done. Well, this was not the case. And I think that if this attack happens at the same time that the lineup is happening, and when Negan kills somebody from Rick's group is going to get there. I think that's where they're going after everything is done, because Maggie will probably still need medical assistance from Dr. Harlan. They're probably going to get there, and if the community's been attacked, they're going to be like, what in the heck? And, I think that Jesus will probably, be there, and he'll probably tell them what happened. They'll probably compare stories, and then they're going to be like, oh my gosh. So while this was going on, you guys were getting attacked, and they're going to realize just how much bigger the Savior's problem really is. And it's going to lead, I think, to a lot of the strategies and the feelings that are going to be going forward in the season. Now, one other thing that you see in the trailer that involves Jesus is you see a scene where he jumps into the back of a truck that's moving. And I think that this is probably going to take place a little bit later in the season, because one of the things that Rick's group does in order to get ready for their revenge is they need to find out everything they can about the Saviors. That was their mistake in Season 6. They did not learn enough about their enemy. Now they are. And I think that Jesus is going to be going and sneaking back to the sanctuary and find out a little bit more about them, because he's very good at that. He's very good at being sneaky, being very agile, being hidden, and I think that he's going to do that. And I think it's going to lead to more of the planning that's going to happen later on, and eventually leading to what we hope will be a very great revenge for Rick's group. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think that's going to happen? Do you think that's what's going on? What are your thoughts about the Season 7 trailer? Feel free to subscribe. I do have more videos coming. And if you have any suggestions for future videos that you would like to see, don't be afraid to suggest them. Have a very wonderful evening, and thank you very much for watching.